So in the previous video, we've seen how to configure the interface of Scribus. Now let's have a look at something more in depth, which is the preferences. They're very important if you want to move faster in this piece of software. So what we will see is that you can go to File and Preferences, and that you can tweak things in a consistent manner. Let's go and check it out. So first off, your user interface. It's kind of important if you want to change, for instance, the language that you will use for your Scribus session. So in this case, I have opted for English US, but you can move on to Brazil, whatever, Chinese, Catalan, and etc. So this is where you find this here. The appearance is pretty interesting. In this session, I used the Breathe theme. This Breathe theme is the one I prefer, but you can also go for a Fusion or a Windows looking. The Breathe theme is the one that comes with the library that is used to create this piece of software, this program. So this is the one that fits better. So I would go for it. Then we have also Story Editor, and it doesn't matter much in this case. Let's not change it. We leave it like this. We won't go into the path either yet. Keyboard shortcuts. This is where you can find out all the keyboard shortcuts of Scribus, but also you can change them if you want to. Yeah. Maybe if you're coming from another solution, another program. Document setup. This is where you will define the default document that you want to start using. If you create a new document, you will have this pop-up menu. All right, and this is where you can change this. In this case, you see I have a inches as a unit. You know, inches is the default unit of my Scribus instance, but in this case I can change this to millimeters. I'm in Europe, so let's go for millimeters. You can change this to A4. You know, the page size, the default page size is going to be A4. Then we have the orientation, portrait or landscape, etc., etc. The layout, you can choose whether you want this your default page to be a single page, your default document to be a single page, or to be a facing document, facing pages document. And in this case, it means that it's going to be something like a brochure, like a leaflet with many different pages. And this will change many things around this. Margin bleeds. This is where you can change also the default margin and bleeds of your documents. So as we saw in the previous video, let's go for 4 millimeters in this case, and let's click on this so that every bleeds left, right, or bottom gets all together, gets the same size. But if you want to change the bleeds for the bottom, the left, whatever, you can change them and tailor them very easily by unticking this. Okay, saving and undo. I will leave it like this. Then we have the page sizes. It's where you find all the default page sizes that are available in this program. I won't change this. Guides. Yeah, this is also important somehow, because you can change the colors of the guides. The guides that we saw in the previous video. Item tools. Yeah, this is very important. In this case, you can change how you want your items to look like by default. Say you want to see how your text frame will look like. You can add you can choose, for instance, a background color for it. You can choose yellow, blue, whatever is interesting for you. You can change the color of the lines, etc. You can change the default font, the default size of the font, the color, etc. by default. Same with images, shapes, etc. Maybe it could be interesting for you to change the shape. Let's go maybe for green, which is one I think is interesting for this. And in this case, let's go and click OK and create a new document like this, you can see that the default units have changed to millimeters and the bleeds have changed to 4 millimeters. That's great. The size, it's A4. This is what I've chosen. And in this case, if I create a new here it is, yeah, a new shape like this, it turns green. It's something that you can change, but it's just for you to see where you put your frames and your shaped frames better and easier on on your page. And what we see here is that as well, there is only one document, and if I insert a new one, the page insert, in this case we have this like this, it's a single page. We'll see how this works, but if you insert another one like on the facing pages, you will see that it's going to be insert page. You're going to see, let's insert two pages, and those pages will be inserted like on the facing pages. And this one is the first page, the right page, and those others on the inside of your brochure. Let's go back to the preferences quickly. In this case, we have items also. We were here. This is very interesting, important, as we've seen. The fonts, this is where you find all the fonts which are installed on your machine that Scribus is able to understand. Typography, we will leave this like this. Same here. This is for the text. Color management it's interesting if you want to go and print your documents for real, and in this case you can add some kind of profiles to your documents, and so that your printer, the company that will print your document can have solid and consistent colors on this. Okay, it's something that you have to discuss with your provider, with the printing company. Image cache, we leave it like this, and yeah, we won't touch anything of this here. And yeah, that's it. It's okay. So now let's move on.